Okay, how did you feel when they put the handcuffs on you and you was in the police station? What was going through your mind then before it hit you what you was looking at? You know, what went through your mind when they arrested you and put you in that little bullpen?
To be honest, man, what went through my mind was, that same, false sense of, okay, now you done got yourself into something, but it ain't registering how serious it is. You think, okay, well, this gonna be over with in a little bit. Or yeah, it's like you thinking in your mind that everything is gonna be okay. You definitely not thinking that you never gonna see the streets again for 3 decades later. That didn't even cross my mind not one time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you don't, that realization don't hit you. It don't. It just hit you that now I'm in a jail. I'm locked up in jail. I'm in here with these cats, and these cats looking crazy and acting crazy. And you can't just get up and go do what you want to do. You can't, you gotta actually use the phone. Somebody else might. I mean, it's just that was overwhelming because I wasn't used to that. Sleeping in a block with all these cats, you know what I'm saying, eating this garbage food, not being able to, do the things that you was accustomed to doing, wanted to do, be with your girl. It's just, that was overwhelming. But still the realization hadn't hit in my mind, like, bro, you better get used to this because this is what you get ready to do for a long time. That still was, it ain't registered. You know what I'm saying? Even all the way until the time that you get convicted and you get sentenced, and then you got all this time, and then you being told all these lies like, oh, you ain't gonna do that long. That's just a number. That's just what they say. But man, everything is just all propaganda. It's all lies. And then you just caught up in this situation. So then you transition from the jail to prison, and then you thinking the jail is horrible, and then prison is like 3 times as horrible. So you saying to yourself, good Lord, this is, what I'm saying? And it takes a minute, man, till you be in there. But once you get in that prison setting, then that's when that reality starts setting in on you. Like, okay, I done really, really, really messed up. You understand? So yeah, but when I was first, cuffed and in it, I'm thinking in my mind some type of magical way that, what I'm saying, I'm gonna get out of this. You know what I'm saying? But nah, won't no getting out of it. Once you cross a certain line, it ain't nobody can help you.
Okay, so my next question is, what did it feel like when you stood in front of the judge and your sentence was pronounced? Get in detail about exactly how did you feel? Because I've seen dudes on TV cry and everything, and no disrespect to the crybabies, you know what I mean? They want to break the law and cry, because nigga, you wasn't crying when you chose to break the law, so ain't no need to cry now. I definitely don't respect you, and I'm going to definitely have to give them a gunshot for being a sucker. You know what I mean? Shouldn't even have got out there. But when I got sentenced, they even put it in the newspaper. They could Google it, 1994 Virginia Press. They said I stood there unflinching, but that's because I knew what I was going to get, because I had a federal drug charge, and there was a guideline and a mandatory minimum that said life. If you got a level 42 or more, you got automatic life, and I was level 50. So I already knew. So it wasn't no flinching, wasn't no begging, wasn't no ass kissing. Not saying this to be a tough guy. I knew I broke the law, and I knew now I had to pay the piper, which was that man in the black robe. What did you feel like when your sentence was pronounced upon you?
I felt for real. I felt numb, man. The first thing that came to my mind was just thinking about, my mother. I thought about my mother, man. Just hearing them just saying that I was, found guilty and, getting that time. That's what I thought about. It didn't really like boom, like hit me. It didn't set in on me like it was like you in a day's world. Like this ain't nowhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? How somebody gonna even do life sentences? How somebody gonna do 90 some years? Because the first conviction I got was for the murder, and that was 96, 97 years or something like that. So it didn't even dawn on me, man. It was like numbness. It was like this is like a dream. It can't be true. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, when you're doing all the things that you're doing, you never see that far. You never think that far. Because if you did see that far, if you could see that, it might change your movement. You know what I'm saying? So you don't see that because you keep that out of your conscious. And So when it did hit me like that, it was like, I ain't say nothing. I didn't make a statement. I didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? I just waited for them to, walk me out of there. I remember looking back and looking at my mom and getting the reaction on her face and my sisters and brothers or whatnot. But yeah, I was more or less like, numb because I like I say, it was something that was new. It didn't, hit me. It didn't punch me. I felt like, yeah, this ain't even real. I wasn't even accepting it as being real when it was actually real as it real can get. But it didn't register me right there in that courtroom. I said it didn't hit me till I got in that prison, in the prison center, even throughout the jail, which I was in the jail for a long time. But that prison, when you get in that prison, yeah, that's when you know.
Okay. Now let me ask you: did you have children at the time?
Yeah, I got a son and a daughter. You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter and a son. My son is actually Hollywood Trail TBP. Know about my son? My son is actually my editor and work with me on this YouTube. Me and him to build this platform to what it is today from straight out the mud. Just me and him rocking on this joint. And yeah, he do all my editing and do my thumbnails. He posts my videos. He do all of that Hollywood Trail. Y'all can find him on Instagram. And he's my second. And my oldest is my daughter, Shaquinta. You know what I'm saying? She's 39 years old. Got 4 beautiful grandkids. So yeah, man, that was a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Of pain right there, and not being able to, you know, be there for your kids or whatnot. So, all of these things, as you probably already know, but just for the audience, yeah, all of these things, man, they hit you hard. When them doors close, they hit you hard. The people you love, the people you're gonna miss, the people that need you, the people that you need, that's a all gone. It's away from you. You know what I'm saying? Because life got to go on for them because you made your choices and now they got to live their life. You choose to screw up your life, so these people still have to live their life. So yeah, that's a hard reality, man. But by the grace of God, man, my son and my daughter, man, two of my best friends out here in this world today, they accepted me back in their life. They ain't hold grudges. We got beautiful relationships. Like I said, I work with my son every day. I see my daughter every week. I see my grandkids all the time. So, yeah, you can go see all that on my Instagram with my grandbabies all the time, man. So it's a beautiful thing. I was blessed in that department, you know what I'm saying, to be able to come back and, after 3 decades and be that well received, man. So that's just God, man.
Okay, let me say this. So I want them to really understand what me and you went through and so many other brothers and sisters went through. How old was it? What year did you go to jail? Let's start with that.
I went to prison in 1987. I went in 87. I got out in 2020. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. Pause. So my next question is, how old was your son and daughter? Those were your 2 children at the time.
My son was born actually while I was in the jail. My daughter was already probably like 4, and my son was my son's mother was pregnant with him when I was going through my trial.
Okay, and how old were they when you came out?
Oh man. Well, my daughter is 39 now, so subtract 3 years. Um, so my daughter was 37 when I came out. 36, 37. My son, I think Trail is 35. So I think he was like 32 when I came out.
Okay,
You
so I
know,
want to say that's the point that I'm getting at is that you went in when they was babies and you came home to adults and
grown.
grandchildren. Now tell me how many grandchildren you came home to when you only left behind 2 kids. You already
Yeah,
said.
I came home to three grandkids, and now I got 4. My daughter just had baby last year, King. My youngest. But yeah, man, I was blessed in that too, man. I was fortunate enough, to see my grandkids when I was in prison, because my daughter brought them up there to me, So they had, some type of knowledge of who I was, and yeah, so they definitely receive me well, man, because I can't even go over there right now. I can't get to the front door without them. They look out the window and they just go crazy. Granddaddy here, granddaddy here. So that's a beautiful feeling, man. You know what I'm saying? So right now, what I try to do is spend the time and the energy and put the effort into, shaping and molding them and spending time with them that I could not spend with my actual kids, because that time is past. They grown now. So we got different relationships. I can't do the things with them that I would have wanted to do when they was younger. So I try to do those things with my grandkids. I take them to the park. I take them, to the beach. I, take them to, Chuck E. Cheese. I take them to, theme parks. I Easter egg hunt with them. I just Easter egg hunt with them on Easter. I do all of that stuff with them that I would have done with my kids. Teach them how to. I taught my granddaughters them how to ride a bike. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the beauty, man. That's the beauty, man. You can you can't get back what was gone, but you can make the best of what you got in front of you, and that's what I try to do.
Okay, because when I went in, my youngest daughter was 18 months, and when I came home, she was 27 and a half years old. So I went into a baby and came home
Yeah,
to a full-grown woman.
full
You know,
grown one. Yeah, yeah. You know,
you know.
yeah.
So I want to say this. I want to say this, man. I want to say this. So if you youngins think that me selling 25 keys a day, driving 30 cars, buying Dapper Dan, traveling all the women, the jewelry, going to the Apollo, doing what I want, what is glamorous and it's worth it, you got the wrong impression. And that's what me and Banky up here trying to tell y'all today. You
Yeah,
know?
man. Definitely. See, and you put that just the way it is, man. People will see that, and from the optics, it looks so beautiful, man. It looks like such the life, man. But I'm trying to tell you right now, man. I mean that with every fiber in my being, man. You can't give me that life if I know that I got to go pay a price for it, and that price being without my liberty, without my freedom. There's no amount that you can give me now. You know what I'm saying? There's none. Time is the most valuable commodity on earth, man, because no one can put a value on it. When you talk about, I don't know if he's still the richest dude in the world, but I'm quite sure he's up in the conversation like Jeff Bezos. When it comes to Jeff Bezos, with all the money and all the resources and all the things he had, when it comes to time, the poorest person in the world and him are on the same level. They're on the same playing field because he can't buy more time just because he got more money, just as much as the dude that has no money can. Time, plays favor to no one. So you cannot give up time on this earth and you don't even know what you got left, man. So, to go to prison or to go sit down or go be put in time out or whatever they want to call it, as you notice, the word time is in all of that. Time out. You know what I'm saying? When you go to work, everything is judged by your time card. What time is it? When you get locked up, what it's doing time. Time is the key ingredients of life. That is the main ingredients in life. If you take that out of it, life is different. If you take all of it away, life ceases to exist. So time is the most valuable commodity on earth, man. And this is why they use that to punish you for all the ills that's done and lock you up. Why? Because they're removing you away from all that you love and they're taking up time on your life and you don't know what you got left, nor do they. You see what I'm saying? So I couldn't do that no more, you know what I'm saying? Knowing what I know now. So you got to move like that, and we spend our money. We spend our money more cautiously than we spend our time. We won't waste money, but we'll waste time. You see what I'm saying? So not knowing that, time can get us more money, but money cannot get us more time. So I look at things like that now, and I understand that now. So even living the life that you live now, it's really crucial that you point that out. What you did, that that stuff ain't worth it, man. Because I'm quite sure after doing 26 years, you would have rather skipped that life. You know what I'm saying? You would have rather skipped that life. I definitely know after doing them 33, I would have rather had skipped that all of that.
See, just so the viewers understand what I'm saying, I don't respect suckers and I don't respect trolls. Gunshots to the suckers and trolls.
Gunshots, yeah.
Matter of fact, let's give him a Tommy gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say that to say that you caught that right on point because you're on man time. That none of that I said was to glamorize, boast, or none of that. But he called it that. You know what I mean? But the suckers and trolls would grab on it, and then they expect us to feed into it. And when we feed into it, now we're going away from the message.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why we suckers and trolls, and I'll delete them in a minute. But go ahead, big bro.
That's one of my mottos over there in TBP, man. TBP Nation to tell you that anyway. That's one of our mottos, man. And shout out to my mods, man. Gunshots for all my mighty mods over there, man.
Man. Yeah, I'm talking about.
I got some mighty mods over there, man. When people come in there with, I'm gonna respect your opinion, but you need to understand and respect this platform. My platform is about positivity. It's about motivation. It's about inspiration. So if you ain't got nothing good to say, then that don't fall up under that banner. So take that elsewhere. Don't come over there and watch me and then want to, criticize or poke holes in this, that, and the third. You just ain't got to watch me if you don't agree with me. You see what I'm saying? That's it. But when you come over there, my mom's gonna chop your head off because they over there, they ain't playing. They keep the Bethlehem ready and they chopping heads off, So my motto is, one of the mottos over there is feed the positive and starve the negative. So what you just said, that you don't feed into it, that's because you feeding the positive. I starved the negative. I starved the trolls. At first, when I first started it, and they wanted to come on and say this and that, the prison me wanted to, man, who you wanted to address it? Like, who you talking to? But I don't even say anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna starve them. Because I know from experience too, one of the worst things you can do to a human being, especially a grown human being, is to ignore them. It's to ignore them, meaning that you don't even matter, man. What you're saying has no effect on me. So, I starved the negative, man. If you got anything negative to say about me, man, the only thing I say is God bless you. And that's all you're going to get from me. You know what I'm saying? That's all you're going to get from me, especially when you're saying it from afar. As long as you ain't right here, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want, do what you want, go live your life. If that's what you want to do, if you want to just spew out negativity in the world, man, and just all this foolishness, go right ahead, man. Knock yourself out. Just ain't gonna do it over there on my platform, because we all about trying to uplift. We all about trying to help. We all about trying to motivate, inspire, and help these people be, reach their fullest potential, man. That's what we trying to do over there.
All right, well said, well said. And I want to say this too, man. Somebody duplicated my Cash App, and they got a bunch of unique Mecca audio one, unique Mecca audio this, unique Mecca audio the funny style. If you don't see Wainsworth Hall when you put in unique Mecca audio, nothing goes after it but just $ unique Mecca Hall, $ unique Mecca Hall, and then it'll come up with my government name that's on my book. Make sure you cop the book. Or Roaring Harlem. It'll say Wainsworth Hall after you put in $ unique Mecca Hall. If you don't see that, that's a clown. Ignore that. Now, let me go.
They didn't hit me with that.
Man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they already got me like that. They got they got about 2 or 3 Instagram pages saying they me. When I first got out, I got the Cash App. When I first had the Cash App, they tapped into my Cash App. They took all the money, that was coming to me, because I won't even hit the Cash App. They was taking the money out before I could even get to it. People were sending me money and was telling me, man, you at least could say thank you. I'm saying I ain't getting no money. They was tapped into that. You got a dude, he comes in every now and then over there on my page. He done duplicated my icon. He used my icon and he tells the people to yeah, you know, appreciate you watching the video or whatnot. Just call me if you want to talk personally. And he's leaving a phone number. They calling the phone number and get on there. He's talking about some crypto and all this other stuff, trying to get people to send him money. And it's not me. And I had to keep on going back and reinforcing that. But, you know, that just shows you, man, that you know, what I said, though, man, that people are going to do any and everything they can, man, to try to get over, to try to shortcut, to try to cut corners, man. And in the long run, man, you only cheat yourself, and you know, you ain't cheating nobody else, and you ain't getting over. And then when you get too off, or when you get caught, man, it's a whole different feeling, man. It's a whole different feeling. That same energy that someone is wasting into trying to tap into your cash out and do all this and that third and trying to, you know, trick my people, you know, out of some money. I mean, you could put that same energy into something positive, man, and put that same grind into something positive. And guess what? You end up coming up with something. You know what I'm saying? You end up coming up with something. You will discover that you can do something and you can make your own way, and you ain't got to scheme and, you know, flim flam and skullduggery and lying and larceny. Man, who want to live like that, man? I'm in my 50s, man. I ain't got time for that foolishness.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because they even use my icon. So ignore the icon when you see it up there, and just know that mine is Unique Mecca Audio, Unique Mecca Hall, and it'll say Waynesworth Hall. Because that's how this thing works when you start becoming big like Banky Pound. You know what I mean? You know?
They slick, man. They slick with it, man. They slick with it. It's one little thing that I had to tell them over there was like, when you see my icon, I don't know if like they making comments on your joint, but I was at the pointed it out. It was somebody who pointed it out to me for real. So shout out to them. And then they like it using my icon, but when they comment, if it don't have my joint under there to say I comment, then you know it's not me. They could use the icon and make a comment, but it's not going to be lit up with the star like I made the comment. They just got my icon. So that's just little things that people can pay attention to, man. But they tough out here, man. They tough, man, with this technology and stuff. Like, I don't know that stuff, but they tough, man. They tap into everything, man. You know, these people got 2 or 3 Instagram pages acting like that. Take the pictures off of my page and put them on their page, and they got people following them. I said, man, these jokers is tough, man. Yeah, they tough, man. They tough out here.
And I want to thank you, because the first time I seen you pop into my channel, you gave a commissary donation. That's what I call it.
Absolutely.
You know, but that's because the game is to be sold, not told. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I went on another brother's channel and I gave a donation because I watch his content and I love his content. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm even going to tell you who it is. You know what I mean? A kid, he mentioned your name that day, Bill Fizzy. That if I say it
Bill Fizzy, shout out Bill Fizzy.
Big shout out. You know, I went on his platform and I donated to him as well. You understand what I'm saying? If I go on a platform and I like the content, I donate. The same way you go to Netflix, you donate. The same way you pay your Stars bill, your HBO bill, your BT Plus. You got Banky Pound. You got Unique Mecca Audio. You got Bill Fizzy. You know, even if it's $1, just show your appreciation. And I tell them, if you can't do that, go to my podcast and download the video so I get to these 1,000 downloads, or give me an emoji. Because it ain't about $1. Just showing your appreciation by whatever means that you can. So we don't put a price on it. Yo, Brian, explain this to me, then we're going to get back into this prison story. I'm trying to learn, and I know this is new to you too. I went to a restaurant the other day, and they put 15% tip included in the price. And then the people I was with, I didn't like the service. I didn't want to tip them crap because the service was trash. You know what I mean? It was lazy. It took them long. They had an attitude. They messed up the order, everything. And then it was time to pay. And I looked at the bill. They had 15% tip. 15% tip. So they forced me to pay a tip for quality service.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you first saw when you came home? Remember, before you'd leave a couple of dollars on the table, $100 or whatever. You know, you get money, you know how you feel. But now they include a percentage of what you're supposed to tip. But then people come to YouTube and think that they're supposed to watch this for nothing. What's your
Yeah,
thought on it, man? See if
I
it's just me.
remember. Yeah, I mean, I remember first dealing with that as well too. The tip thing. I was like, excuse me. I was like, I say, man, what the tip? And then you know what's even more crazy about that, Tim? When they include the tip in the thing, then the people say leave some money on the table too. I said the tip already up in there, but yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's akin to prison too, man. It's like legal extortion because, like you say, you may not like the services. So if you don't like the services, why do you automatically have to tip? So when you use that philosophy, it's understandable what you say. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't like your content, why would they watch it? And if they do watch it, then I just be wanting them to help me grow the channel. Grow the channel. When you grow the channel, you grow the message. You understand? So I want the message to be big. I want all young people out here, and even some older ones that need to hear this. I want all of them to hear it. So when you grow the channel, you grow the message. When you leave comments, you grow the channel. And I'm learning, I had to learn all of this. And I grind every day, man. I put videos out every day, 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing this for like two years and some change. I got over 900 videos out. So I'm on the grind, you know what I'm saying? And then when I go into my analytics, or my son go into my analytics and he look at it and everything, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like 60% of the people who watch me, I won't even hit the subscribe button. And that blew me because I said, what? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, if they would just do that, the channel would be so much bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped trying to guess why people do what they do or whatever. I know I couldn't watch nobody every day as I put out videos every day and not subscribe, because I've already proven that I enjoy what I'm watching. This is why I keep coming back. So if the least I can do is to help the channel grow, or to go tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, hey, look, I watched this, you should come watch this too. So, like I say, you have to, if you like something, then it's some type of way, however you choose to show your appreciation that you do like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it anyway. You understand? I'm going to do it anyway, because I ain't going to stop this train, because I want this message to get out, but I want this message to get amplified. I want it to get bigger. I want more people to hear it, and like I always say at the end of my videos, you know what I'm saying? If you don't think you need to hear it, give it to somebody, share it with somebody who might need to hear it, because something that you hear might change your course or path in life. Something that you hear might save your life. Something that you hear can definitely save you from a life that you don't want to ever live. So yeah, I can understand exactly what you're saying, man. If you like it, if you watch it, then you like it. So if you like it, support it in whatever way that it needs support.
Okay. All right. So let me take it here and speed it up, because it's like, don't be 90 today and I want to take the slingshot out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I want to
yeah.
enjoy freedom today. Now
That's
give us give us a story. Give us a Banky Pound story. So I can say Banky gave me something. Give us a Banky Pound prison story. All right, catch one in your mind and let me know when you're ready. I want a good Banky Pound story before we tap out. We're gonna do this again. And I'm gonna try.
for sure.
Banky, let me get your man Bill Fizzy's number two. We're gonna
For
get him
sure.
up here. The three of us could chop it up and
Yeah,
show him
yeah,
how
yeah.
prison
Yeah,
story that
yeah.
we all family, man. So
Yeah,
make sure you all tune in to Bill Fizzy. I'm saying it right,
yeah.
right, big bro? Yeah, because I love the content too.
Feezy. It's Feezy, like like George and Wheezy. Bill
Oh,
Feezy.
okay. Bill Fizzy. Me, I
Yeah,
always certain things come out different. You know what I mean? I said,
yeah,
but
he be
Fizzy,
funny too, man. He
yeah,
funny. He
oh,
be
he's
saying,
funny. I love him to
yeah,
death. You
he
know,
be saying Feezy.
you
So
know.
that's how I knew how to say it.
And I
But
went there into his channel. But go ahead, give us the
yeah.
story. Let me tap out. Go ahead. The slingshot
Man,
coming.
let me see. I tell you a story, man, right here. One of my first experiences in prison. TBP will understand this story, but maybe some of your audience didn't. But this is like what reality of prison is like, man. When I first went to prison, I went to receiving first. So after I went to receiving, you're supposed to stay there for a certain amount of time. My time was cut short because I ended up getting a fighting in receiving for somebody else. These we young up in receiving, so they playing games and stuff, and I ended up getting a fight in receiving. And being that I had the time that I had, I guess they were categorizing me like, they know I'm gonna be here. So they cut my time short in receiving and send me straight to the wall. Now, for those who don't know about Virginia, the wall was 500 Spring Street. And at the time, it was the most notorious prisons that they had in the state. The oldest prison and the most notorious prison. It was the state prison. So all of your killers and drug dealers and whoever was up in here. So when I get there, I'm young. I'm green. I don't know nothing about penitentiary. I didn't even really get nothing from the receiving because I wasn't even there, long enough. Which this is a different animal anyway. So when I get there, man, and it just I can remember walking in it, man. It was like an old castle, man. It just looked so, ominous and crazy. And I'm like, man, this is wild. And then to see the dudes, I'm seeing these throwback dudes, man. They look like what you see in prison movies. These dudes has already been locked up 30, 40 years, walking around, looking like they straight out the 60s and stuff, because they still lost in time. So this is the setting that I'm in and the type of prison that I'm in. And the side that they put me on, man, is like they put me on the top tier, 4 tiers, which was crazy because I don't like heights. And the tiers were so narrow and thin. And these old prisons, like you gotta watch an old movie. These ain't had the doors and shit. They had the actual bars, So right outside the bars, there was a window where you can actually see, the streets of Richmond. You could see the streets and you could see people walking up and down the street, but it had a big 40, 50-foot wall, however tall it was, brick wall on the outside. But being that I was on the top tier, I could see over that. So I'm actually in prison, man, locked up away from the free world. And it's like torture because you've been able to see people in the free world every day, just out of your arm's reach. You can't reach them. You can't touch them. It's just like added, torture to what you already going through, losing your freedom. And then probably within the first week, of being there, I could remember, being out on the floor, man, and they got this long, bottom tier with all of these phones on the wall everywhere where everybody using the phone. So I'm on the phone and I'm talking to my mom. And as I'm talking to my mom, I got my, back where I could see everybody and all the activities is going on around me, which at this point, is still overwhelming because I'm just, getting into this type of life. And man, they had this big old dude. He was walking up and down the tier. He had on nothing but a pair of jeans and shoes. He had no shirt on. He had long dreads. He was, kind of big as well. And he was just going back and forth and back and forth. When you in there, you notice everything. You calculating what's going on around you. And man, on one of the trips he came back, man, he just, another dude was coming towards me. He just pulled out and just started hitting him with the Bethlehem, Bethlehem, in case y'all don't know, that's the knife, dudes from DC, we used to call it the Bethlehem. On my channel, we call it the Bethlehem. And he pulled that joint out, man, and he just started butchering dude, man, and dude tried to fight back, but it was futile and just drove him down to the ground, man, and boom, he hit the ground, he laid there. And when he laid there, just a pool of blood just started spreading out, getting wider and wider on the floor. And dude just took his joint and kept on pacing up and down. Everybody else in there moved for a minute, but then this was like normal activity started again, or people just walking. But mind you, it's a dead man on the floor or a man dying right there on the floor. You understand? So that set my mind frame to what I was up against, where I was. And I would be I would be remiss if I ain't say, after seeing that and dealing with that and looking at the amount of time that I had to do, man, I was unsure. I was super unsure. I probably was like, 20 years old, 20 or 21, and I'm like, man, this right here, I might can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the type of, and that was the murder, but just that week alone, I done seen so much other viciousness and, scheming and like I done seen it, you know what I'm saying? So you have to, you know, come to a mindset in your mind right then and there when you in these situations of what you willing to do and how you willing to live. You know what I'm saying? And what you are definitely not going to accept. So, but to see something like that so soon, it turned out to be um helpful to me, you know, if that makes sense, because I understood now exactly, you know, what the landscape was, you know, what I was up against. Now, like I say, it had me shook, but it also fortified, you know, my you know, my fortitude on how I was going to do this big, because I made sure that would never be me. You know what I'm saying? I locked that in my mind that that would never be me. Nobody would never have to tell my mother, you know, that that was my fate. You know what I'm saying? Or my kids, that that was my fate. So at that point in time right there, I just had decided in my mind, man, you know, if it ever came down to those type of situations, you know, I was going to be on the other end of that, you know, and if I had to go, we was going together, you know. So, yeah, I remember that. And I tell these kids that story because to let them know that's how real prison is. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Ain't no TV stuff that you see and this, that, and the third. People dying in there. People getting killed in there. People losing their eyes in there. People getting, you know, colostomy bags. People getting their throat cut. People getting buck 50s. You know, it's vicious life in there. And it's meant to be that way because you put all these people in this powder keg and you give them, you know, a few of this, a few of that, a few of this, and a few of that, and let them all fight for it. You know, everybody wants the same thing, but it's only minimum resources in there. So it's designed that way, man. You know, and it's a system that definitely needs to be changed, man. But yeah, that was like my initiation in the prison, man. That, you know, helped shape my mindset. And by the grace of God, man, I made it. I made it through that. You know, 33 years of that. 12,345 plus consecutive days, no breaks, no timeouts, no hold on, let me catch my breath continuously. So, you know, I'm thankful for that and God bless, man.
Mecca what? Mecca audio.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Yo, I appreciate you. I ain't gonna hold you much longer because we're gonna do this again. We're gonna all collaborate. You know, I did one with St. Laz yesterday, tuned into him too. We got
Okay.
Banky today. I'm getting ready to get Bill Feezy, like Wheezy, so y'all pronounce it right. Brother,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
and I love his content. But you know, we're gonna just tap out, man. I
For
appreciate
sure.
you. Push your merch or your book, whatever you got going. I'm gonna give you the floor to, you know, say your final words. You know what I mean? On the channel, not your final words.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out first and foremost, man, to Unique Mecca Audio, man, for bringing this collab together, man. I definitely appreciate you, brother. We locked in. You know what I'm saying? You need me, I'm there, man. You know, and I definitely watch the content, man, and I definitely appreciate what you're doing, man. You know, because that's what we got to do: push this culture, you know, forward to these young kings and queens out here. And then, you know, as always, man, TBP salute, man. Stand up, man. Y'all go support this channel. I rock with him. That's my brother. You know, we in this thing together. And if you ain't if you on Unique Mecca channel and you ain't hip to Banky Pound 33 years of prison stories, first of all, shame on you. You need to get on over there and come get some of this good positive energy, man. We serve it every day at 6 o'clock, man. You know, hot off the press. So y'all come over there and check it out, man. I always say it's a blessing in every lesson. So you can come over there and you can get blessed and you can get some lessons, man. And you can follow me on Instagram, man. I'm Boxing Bank. You know, boxing is my passion too, my first love. So you can catch me over there, man. I think all my stuff is forwarded there to Facebook, so I can be found on Facebook too. I'm also on TikTok, you know, Banky Pound. And I do Living Life After Life podcast with another dude called Troy Catchmore. We got some good big interviews over there, man. We interviewed Pusha T. You know, we interviewed the infamous Charleston White. You know, we interviewed rapper Young Mo from out of Virginia. A lot of other big collaborations coming along, man. So y'all can check me out over there. Also got Banky Pound or Pure Deliciousness on YouTube. That's when I be whipping up that prison food. You know, you can check that out. I got videos online that I done made with prison food with millions of views. I'm talking about single videos. So that food got to be good. You understand me? And I got Banky Pound Prison Fitness, man, where I try to stay in shape, or now I got to get back in shape. I done fell out of shape, but y'all can come over there and get in shape with me. And I also got a book being written that should be dropped this year. I'm just waiting on the completion of it, you know. So y'all stay tuned and look out for that, man. And you can find my merch on my page, my YouTube channel, in the About section or the merch section. But for anybody out there who listen to me, man, I definitely appreciate y'all. I definitely hope we can get this thing, man, worldwide, man, this positive energy, and we can get more dudes out there like, you know, Unique Mecca and Bill Feezy and anybody else out there that's pushing the culture, man, to change some of these lives, man. Feed the positive, stop the negative. Unique Mecca Audio, man. Appreciate you, brother. Salute.
Gunshots and salute to you, big brother. Like I said, you know, cop the book of Roaring Harlem. I'm over at Unique Mecca Audio on Instagram. I got my podcast on Spotify. What's that? All that stuff they got. You know what I mean? Same thing, everything Unique Mecca Audio. I got the Roku channel over there, the same thing too. I just learned how to pronounce it yesterday. I'm used to say Roku. You know what I said? I'm telling you, you know what I mean? All right. So I want to thank you, Banky. I want to thank Team Banky Pound. I want to thank my moderators. Just to name a few, we got Pretty Gangster, we got Big and BX, we got Derek Easter Day. I mean, you know, Double R. We got good people, man. Give your moms a couple of shout outs. Give me some of your moms' names so they know, son.
Oh, they know Mama Pound out there. Big shout out to Mama Pound. They already know that rode them 33 years with me, day for day.
All right, so that's where we at. We get ready to tap out. Thank you, everybody, man. We appreciate you. I definitely got to leave with a gunshot.
Mecca what? Mecca audio.
All right, that's where we at, man. Tapping out, man. I really enjoyed this interview. This is one of my best, one of my comfortable, because you know, my man Antoine White said that coming from the womb don't make you a brother. You know, it's your code and conduct. You know,
yes,
that determines the cloth you cut from, and you definitely saluted by me, King. All right,
vice versa, my brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right,
peace.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the rudiments.